Madman, a 1981 slasher film directed by Joe Giannone, perfectly captures the essence of the early 1980s slasher craze, featuring a chilling atmosphere and a memorable villain. Although it didn't find immediate mainstream success, the film has since gained a cult status, cherished by many horror fans for its distinctive qualities and its unforgettable moments. Today we'll delve into Madman's significance within the 80s slasher genre. The 80s were a golden era for slasher films, a genre characterized by mass killers, isolated settings, and high body counts. Madman is a quintessential example of this era, bringing together the key elements that define the genre while adding its own unique twist.
My story deals with the man who used to live in that old dilapidated house behind those trees.
Madman stands out among its peers for several reasons. First, its atmospheric setting. A remote summer camp creates an eerie backdrop that heightens the sense of dread. The film begins with a campfire scene where the legend of Madman Marz is recounted, setting the tone for the terror that follows.
It was the same night as tonight. The woods, quiet and dark. The farmer, for no apparent reason, went stark, raving mad.
This storytelling technique, reminiscent of urban legends and ghost stories, immediately captivates the audience. Second, the film's villain, Madman Marz, is a compelling figure. Unlike many slashers who wore masks, Marz's disfigured face is fully visible, adding to his menacing presence. His backstory, rooted in a gruesome local legend, gives him a unique mythology that sets him apart from other slasher villains. His legend includes the grisly detail that he murdered his family with an axe and was lynched by the townspeople, only to disappear and haunt the woods ever since. And finally, Madman has gained cult status due to its dedicated fan base. Despite its initial lukewarm reception, the film found a second life like many other 80s movies through home video release and late-night TV showings. Many fans appreciate its raw and polished quality, which adds to its campy charm. The film's appeal lies in its ability to evoke a sense of nostalgia for a bygone era of horror filmmaking, where practical effects and innovative storytelling took precedence over big budgets. The film's score, composed by Stephen Horlick, also contributes to its cult status. The haunting and minimalist music enhances the eerie atmosphere, making key scenes even more terrifying. The score has been praised for its ability to elevate the tension and dread throughout the film, adding another layer to its lasting appeal. Released during the height of the slasher boom, Madman was one of many films attempting to capitalize on the success of Friday the 13th and Halloween. However, while many slashers of that time followed a similar formula, Madman distinguished itself with its unique elements and atmospheric storytelling.
You never really know what's in my mind at any given time. You never know if I'm thinking rationally or if I've created some other reality.
Compared to other slashers of the early 80s, Madman offers a distinct experience. Friday the 13th set the standard for camp-based horror, but Madman took the concept further by focusing on the legend of a single terrifying figure. While Halloween introduced the idea of a silent, unstoppable killer in Michael Myers, Madman amplified this by giving its villain a haunting backstory and a larger-than-life presence. Madman also holds a special place among lesser-known slashers of its time. Films like The Burning and My Bloody Valentine have similar cult followings. But Madman stands out for its ability to create a lasting impression with its limited budget and resources. The film's legacy lies in its ability to evoke fear and suspense through storytelling and atmosphere rather than relying solely on gore and shock value. Additionally, Madman managed to create a memorable antagonist in a crowded field of slasher villain. While Freddy Krueger's dream invasions and Jason Voorhees' relentless pursuit became iconic, Madman Marz carved out his niche with brutal simplicity and a deeply rooted folklore that resonated with audiences. The character's lack of dialogue and primal nature make him a terrifying force of nature, embodying the fear of the unknown that is central to many urban legends. The production of Madman is a story of passion and perseverance. Joe Giannone, who both directed and wrote the film, was committed to creating a horror experience that would resonate with audiences. The film's modest budget necessitated creative solutions, and the production team worked on overdrive to bring Giannone's vision to life. The cast of Madman includes several notable performances. Gaylen Ross, known for her role in Dawn of the Dead, starred under the pseudonym Alexis Dubin to avoid typecasting. Her portrayal of Betsy, the film's final girl, is both strong and vulnerable, making her a relatable protagonist for the audience. Ross brought the sense of realism and depth to the character, which helped ground the film's more fantastical elements. Tony Fish played TP, the camp counselor whose unfortunate fate sets the stage for the horror to come. Fish's performance adds depth to the character, making his demise all that more impactful. His charisma and likability made TP a memorable character, and his death serves as a pivotal moment in the film. Harriet Bass and Jan Claire, who play Stacy and Ellie respectively, also deliver memorable performances. Their characters' interactions and eventual confrontations with Madman Marz add to the film's tension and suspense. The ensemble cast worked well together, creating a believable group dynamic that heightened the film's emotional stakes. Paul Ehlers, who portrayed Madman Marz, was the last-time casting choice but turned out to be a perfect fit for the role. His imposing physical presence and commitment to the character made Marz a truly terrifying villain. His portrayal is a key factor in the film's lasting impact. His dedication to the role extended beyond the screen, and he would often stay in character between takes, adding to the unsettling atmosphere on set. The film's practical effects, though limited by the budget, were effective in creating the necessary horror. Relying on ingenuity and practical skills rather than expensive technology. This approach not only added to the film's authenticity, but also contributed to its enduring charm. Madman is filled with interesting trivia and history that adds to its mystique. Originally, the film was titled Madman Marz and was inspired by the Cropsey urban legend, a story of a maniac killer lurking in the woods. This concept evolved into the final film, with the title shortened to Madman. The film's budget was modest, typical for the slasher genre at the time. The production team had to be resourceful, using creative solutions to overcome financial constraints. Despite these challenges, they managed to create a film that has stood the test of time. For example, the decision to film at Fish Cove Inn in Southampton, Long Island, provided an authentic and isolated setting that enhanced the film's eerie atmosphere. One of the more unique aspects of the film's history is its initial reception. Upon release, Madman received mixed reviews from critics. However, it quickly found a dedicated audience through home video releases and late-night TV showings. This second life allowed the film to gain a cult following, with fans appreciating its raw and unpolished quality. The film also had some interesting marketing tactics. For example, the poster art and promotional materials emphasized the legend of Madman Marz, drawing audiences in with the promise of a terrifying new horror icon. The tagline, "Don't say his name," became synonymous with the film and contributed to its eerie reputation. Madman also boasts a few behind-the-scenes stories that add to its lore. For instance, Paul Ehlers' son was born during the production, leading to a memorable day where Ehlers, still in costume, rushed to the hospital to meet his newborn. Madman Marz is a fascinating character in the pantheon of slasher villains, his backstory rooted in a gruesome local legend. Years ago, Madman Marz brutally murdered his family and was lynched by the townsfolk. However, his body disappeared, and the urban legend says that saying his name will summon him from the woods to kill again.
Hey, Marz! Madman Marz! Here we are! Come and get us, Madman!
This mythology adds a layer of depth to Marz's character, making him more than just a mindless killer. He's a vengeful spirit driven by rage and bloodlust. His disfigured appearance, hulking frame, wild hair, and grotesque features add to his menacing presence. Paul Ehlers' portrayal of Marz is both physically imposing and eerily silent. Much like other iconic slashers, such as Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers, however, Marz's visible face and distinctive look set him apart from his masked counterparts. Ehlers' commitment to the role, including performing many of his own stunts, made Marz a memorable and terrifying figure. In terms of how Madman Marz stacks up against other slasher icons, he holds his own, due to his unique backstory and visual presence. While he may not have the same level of mainstream recognition as Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees, Marz remains a formidable figure in the slasher genre, embodying the primal fear of the unknown. So just what is it about Madman that has kept it alive in the hearts of horror fans all these years? Well, maybe it's its eerie campfire atmosphere, the gruesome kills, or the haunting presence of Madman Marz himself, a villain who proves that sometimes less is more. Sure, it may not have achieved the same level or fame as other slashers from the era, but Madman embodies the gritty, low-budget charm that made 1980s horror so unforgettable. It's a film that stands as a testament to the creative and passion of indie horror filmmakers, showing that with a little imagination, a lot of atmosphere, and a killer hook, you can make lasting impressions on the genre. Madman remains a hidden gem for those willing to venture off the beaten path of mainstream horror, reminding us that there are still treasures out there to be found in the depths of cult cinema. Whether you're a seasoned horror veteran or a newcomer looking to explore lesser-known corners of slasher history, Madman offers a chilling experience that's both nostalgic and uniquely unsettling. In the end, it's a film that deserves its place among the campfire, where the legends are born and where the Madman is always waiting, lurking just beyond the shadows for you to say his name. Well, horror freaks, until next time, keep the lights low and stay stiff.